Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Coach Johnny. Welcome back to the Performance Plus Programming Podcast. I'm joined by Dr. Zach Long today to talk about our new gymnastics conditioning program. I'm calling it Gymnastics Conditioning for Average Dudes program. It's for some of us that have 3 muscle ups and want to make it 10. It is not for Pamela, who just laughs at us when we talk about our CrossFit problems.
Yeah, definitely not for Pamela. So she didn't even write this one. I wrote this one, which was weird for me to do from a gymnastic standpoint, but I was literally sitting there thinking about athletes like myself. You know, I can go in and do 4 or 5 strict muscle ups. I can connect a few more kipping. I can do a decent volume of toes to bar, but like that sort of stuff just falls apart too fast in workouts. And when something shows up that is very gymnastics based under high levels of fatigue, things just go downhill too fast. So, you know, if you put me on every 2 minutes do 5 muscle ups, no problem. 5 bar muscle ups, no problem for me to do that. But you throw in some double unders and running or some deadlifts, like you get my heart rate jacked up and ask me to do that. That's when the things just don't go as well as they should. And so we tried to kind of attack that with this program. So I'm really excited to have a lot of athletes that have those baseline skills down, really start to see some accelerated gains in their performance there.
So I'm pretty excited to do this program. This is one that I would say is kind of right in the necessity for most average CrossFitters, right? Like many people can do all of the movements, but when it's a workout like, hey, every 90 seconds for 15 minutes, you have to do 4 ring muscle ups and then 4 to 8 ring dips. Like my endurance for that is going to fall apart immediately. So just working on it is awesome. How did you write the program? Like, was it just looking at weaknesses or common weaknesses, and then going from there, or what was the thought process?
So the thought process was I basically took all the gymnastics movements that we really commonly see in CrossFit. So, and then I took them and kind of said, all right, we need to hit a certain volume of each. Like what's most likely to show up in like the open, for example. And like we know for a fact that every year muscle ups are going to show up in the open. So like muscle ups take a high priority in this. Toes to bars take a high priority. Pistol squats, while important from a gymnastics standpoint, probably aren't quite as high priority for those of us trying to compete in something like the CrossFit Open, because it doesn't quite show up every year in the open. So it's prioritized based on what we're going to see. And then it's kind of split to, so let's say I said that we need to have over the 6 weeks, we need to have 5 times where we practice muscle ups. I've tried to spread that out as good as possible, but we also try to spread it out across stamina versus endurance. So there's a very big difference between the two. Stamina meaning, can a certain muscle group movement pattern continue to produce force over and over and over? Think of a workout like Karen, 150 wall balls, nothing fancy about it, but do your quads and shoulders have the stamina to do those 150 wall balls? Versus endurance, meaning can you go run 400 meters and then come back in the gym when your heart rate's up a little bit from the run and then do a gymnastics movement? So you'll see us kind of bounce back and forth between the two. So an example of like a stamina workout is the first workout of the program here. 30 push-ups, 20 strict ring dips, 10 handstand push-ups, 20 push-ups, 15 ring dips, 10 kipping handstand push-ups. So we have 6 different upper body gymnastics pushing exercises. And it's really about how fast can you get that 120 reps of upper body pushing done. I mean, that's going to be, you're going to get done with that one and you're going to go look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to be like, oh yeah, chest pump for days. Like this is the one you want to do Friday night before you go out to the club. But that is a very different workout than something where we're a little bit more endurance focused. So
the one that stuck out to me is this. There's a dirty little EMOM in week 2 of assault bike max effort sprints and toes to bar. It's a 12-minute EMOM on let's say 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, etc. minutes. You're doing 12 calories on the bike as fast as possible. And then on the even minutes, you're doing 10 toes to bar, which just seems so easy, except for when you can't feel your hands or face from doing the assault bike at that level. Uh,
Yeah, so that could go one of two ways. You can kind of coast it on the assault bike and get 15 cals done in a minute without going all out. That's definitely not how we want you to attack that one. We want you to go all out on 15 calories. So you get off and your legs are burning, you're huffing and puffing really good. And now while your lungs are working really hard to recover from that, we're then going to really use your abs in a dynamic movement like a toes to bar. And that combo is going to get much spicier than you think it is if you attack that from the right standpoint. And that is very different than that first workout we talked about, but we need to develop both of those different extremes from a gymnastic standpoint, because those both are going to show up in the open. You're going to see a gymnastic stamina issue. You're going to see a cardiorespiratory endurance plus gymnastics. So we're attacking them both.
So the first workout you talked about, one, this is a little bit sidebar, but that's like JT on steroids. And if you've never done JT before, it literally is the greatest upper body pump of all time. But this one gives me like heartburn thinking about it, just from like the just that terrible like lactate threshold, kind of push yourself that hard and then not be able to breathe during toes to bar.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get through that. Like, it's gonna be a little bit of a slower one. I think it's interesting to note with this, like, all of our programs that we've created in Performance Plus are meant as accessory workouts. We're like, I think we've done a fantastic job of them all being like 10 to 15 minutes. They're not going to get in the way of your recovery. They're not going to crush you ever. This is like the one program that, like, there's asterisks all over it. Like, you need to really pay attention to what's happening during the course of a week of training in terms of what workouts you do. So, there's workouts here where you have to do, like 30 muscle ups in a workout. Well, you really need to pay attention to what's showing up tomorrow before you do that. Because I don't want you to do this workout that has, maybe 30 muscle ups in it, if tomorrow the gym programming that you follow also has 50 pull-ups in it. Like, that's going to be a recipe for you having some incredibly sore shoulders afterwards. So this is one program where you're going to have to move stuff around a little bit and put a little bit of extra work into planning out your week for sure.
As far as goals for this, or what people can expect out of this, what do you see from a capacity gain? Like, what do you envision?
I think you should feel like when those workouts show up that you look at it, on your app, or you look at it on the whiteboard and you say, crap, I can do it all, but this is not going to be the workout where I feel like I got a good workout because there was that rate limiting step. Like, I can push it hard on the run, but I get back in and the muscle ups they slow me down. Like, it's not that I can't do it, but I have to go so slow in a workout like this that it no longer becomes the high intensity workout that I usually expect to have in the gym. When you are sitting here in that situation, like, this is the program that's going to let you manage those gymnastic skills under those levels of fatigue. So your work output is going to be considerably higher in those high skilled, high intensity WODs that show up a little less frequently than some of the high intensity, lower skilled gymnastics.
I can't wait to do this. How far out from the open would you tell people to do this?
So it's a 6-week program. I would probably say, if I was to like ideally schedule this, I would want to probably 3 months before the open run this. Then we take a week or two off from doing any high level gymnastic skills, and then jump into whichever specific plan you kind of struggle with the most. So let's say that you're really solid on toes to bars, but your muscle ups are kind of your rate limiting factor. So let's build this overall gymnastics conditioning. And then right before the open, let's rerun the bar muscle up overhaul program, the muscle up endurance program, then work on that specific thing that you need. And that's going to have you really prepared for the open if gymnastics are that thing that kind of hold you back a little bit.
So what I just heard is this program is not only a way to improve your gymnastics, it's a way to assess your gymnastics to see where else you're weak. So it's a 2-for-1 program. You can't beat that. That's awesome. How are your muscle ups right now?
My muscle ups are great. I'm still in the cut, man. So body weight's a little lower, a little leaner. So I did a workout last week where it had strict muscle ups, ring muscle ups in the WOD. And usually the strict muscle ups aren't going to go that great in the WOD for me. I can kip pretty well during the WOD, but I just started testing them out. And I said, all right, well, whenever I run out of strict muscle ups, I'll just start subbing it to chest to bars, and never ran out. So thank goodness I'm a little leaner right now. It's a nice workout.
That's awesome. I'm the opposite. I still suffering post Ironman training. I went to go do ring muscle ups at Emily Bridger's gym the other day, and it did not go well. We were doing like Nate with ring muscle ups, and it was still like, oh, I get real weak. I do have no endurance for this stuff. Still after like 3-4 rounds. So I'm excited to do the program and kind of maybe fix some of those issues. Do you remember last episode we were talking about the Air Force one? Have you ever done Kalsu before? 100 thrusts per time, every minute on the minute, 5 burpees?
No, but that sounds like two things that I hate way too much to want to do that workout.
Yeah. Yeah. I have, that's the only CrossFit workout that I've ever quit before.
What was the weight on the thrusters? That sounds like something that I would not be surprised if Dave Castro didn't use a workout just like that in the open. Like that's like a week 1 open workout. Like maybe there's a time cap on it or something, but everybody can do thrusters and everybody can do burpees. And so that sounds bad.
Hey, let's do a hero workout as the first workout. So like the Air Force workout, and that's another workout I'm going to go back and revisit and see where I'm at with
I don't even like hearing, like when we're talking about the military, hearing the word Air Force after the last time I did the Air Force workout. It just bad taste in my mouth. And by that, I mean the little vomit that came up in my mouth after doing it.
Yeah. That's. Do you remember roughly how long it took you?
No, I'm sure I have it written down somewhere, but I swore after last time that I wouldn't do that workout again. I mean, that was, I think I said in the last episode, like I was crawling to the trash can and then just rolling on the ground for about 20 minutes. That was a bad day. That's
a terrible workout. Did you just go like, I'm going to go full send on this? Were you like trying to get it done?
So I did it with a games athlete, a master's games athlete. And I was just kind of trying to keep up with her as much as I could. And basically just got to the overhead squats and front squats. And I hate penalties. I hate burpees. So you put every minute you have to do 4 burpees at the top of each minute. So it just really incentivized me to kind of push it a little harder. And I should have, like if I just added in an extra minute and not gone all out, I would have been in much better shape. But I was like 10 seconds left in the minute and I only had like 4 front squats left. And so I just sent it all in and it was all done. It was bad.
Is that the only workout you've ever puked during?
No. That and the last time I really sent it on deadlifts, went 405 for 11. That was an all-out effort. I think that's the last time I lost it. I came close like last week from something that I did not think was going to be bad, but my nutritionist has me doing assault bike intervals, 25 seconds all out, rest 3 minutes. So long rest, but 25 seconds at all out effort, like an effort that you would give if you were trying to go max effort for 15 seconds and then try to hold it is essentially the prescription. That was pretty rough last week.
That's terrible. That's super terrible. That's so like
on paper, it doesn't look bad.
But I mean, that's like, that's kind of analogous to doing 405 deadlifts for 11. I mean, that's just like, hold on for dear life and push it hard as you can. That's awful. This is supposed to be our question of the day to lead in the episode, but I'm going to close with it. If you had to have walk-up music, like what would your walk-up music be?
Oh, Drop the World by Lil Wayne and Eminem. Okay.
Wow.
That's my song. If I'm going for a PR, if I'm going to go full send on a workout, that's the song I'm listening to.
Wow. All right. I think I used to have a different one. I'm going to go Cochise by Audio Slave. That song, for some reason, like gets me fired up, especially the intro to it. Do you listen to that like ever religiously when you're about to work out?
Yeah, I listen to a lot. Like if that's my in the zone music. So when I teach courses, whatever, like if I need to go to my space where my head is right to accomplish the task, it is always that song. So before every course I teach, I listen to that on my drive in. Every time I PR or am going for a PR, I listen to that song.
Did you?
That's my song for sure.
Did you use it before writing this program? Okay. It's still
there's a couple workouts in this program that if I was doing them, I would for sure listen to it because there's a couple.
There's some really good stuff in here. The Muscle Up GHD ladder. You guys should definitely check that one out. Anyway, I hope all of you guys that listen this far go check out the program. It's really, really awesome, especially if you struggle with gymnastics volume inside of a CrossFit, more metcon kind of setting. It's a great way to kind of find out where you're weak. So check out the Gymnastics Conditioning program, Upper Game. Anything you want to add, Zach?
Man, look forward to seeing some gymnastics gains.
That's right. Send us your post-plan videos on Instagram of how much better you got. We want to see what it looks like when you redo the first workout over again at the end.
After you do that first one, then you get that big chest pump. Like throw up that chest pump picture on Instagram. That's right. And tag us.
Tag us. I'm interested. These workouts are so good. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.